white type of formula. It's not the typical silicone formula that everything else comes out in. So I'm just going to place that all over the face, and I'm going to start inward and work my way out, getting the center of the face much more intense than the outer portion of the face. I'm going to get under my eyes and my eyelids as well. When you blend it in, it does kind of feel, at first it feels watery, and then it feels more silicone based like the rest of the traditionary primers tend to feel. So I kind of don't know how to feel about the way that it feels, because it doesn't look the way that it feels after it starts to rub into your face, if that makes sense at all. My under eyes are so cracked, and the corners of my eyes are starting to be, and it's because I have allergies really bad. So I'm going to take this CoverGirl Stay Luminous Primer. I'm going to shake it up, obviously, and then I'm just going to wipe off the colors on the back of my hand. I'm going to pump just 2 pumps onto the back of my hand, so that's what the foundation looks like. And I'm just going to apply it the traditional way that I would. This primer really does kind of blur out all of your pores. It doesn't make them disappear, but it does kind of blur them out. So just kind of tapping this on top, on the points of my face. So we're going to start with this. Let's see how the sponge works. It's not bad at all. It blends out pretty good. The foundation I am loving. I absolutely love this foundation. I find that it does kind of seep into some of the little lines and stuff I have on my face, but I don't find a foundation that doesn't. This does not cake up, and it really does make you look nice and luminous throughout the day. I did go extra hard on the highlight today, so if you do see that, that is why. But overall, I absolutely love this foundation. I'm going to kind of change up the application of this foundation. I'm going to apply it with a brush. This is my technique for when I really want a fuller type of coverage and when I want it to last a lot longer. So I'm just going to kind of dip the brush in this, and then we can see how it applies with the brush also. So I'm going to start stippling that right onto my cheek area and blending down the neck, and then just stippling that right on those cheeks. I'm going to add a little bit more right here. So the coverage is buildable. As you can see, this side of my face is a lot more coverage and covered than this side. So far I like the coverage. I like that you can kind of make it more full coverage if you need to. And so far it is extremely luminous. As you can see, my face is very glowy, but it looks very natural. It doesn't look greasy, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look anything like that. And since we are using 2 different techniques to apply it, sometimes it can get a little bit caked up around the face, but so far not having that issue at all. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing to the forehead. Normally I'll just do this technique to the cheeks, but today I'm going to do it all over just for the sake of this video. I'm just going to kind of go back in with this Real Technique sponge and just kind of like around the nose, just kind of pick up any excess product that might be hanging around that we don't want. And then if you feel like your sponge has picked up too much, you can always just kind of go back in with whatever's remaining on your brush and just kind of touch up those areas. Which it really didn't take off too much. I'm just kind of doing that for the sake of the video. So the foundation looks great. I'm actually really enjoying this foundation. I have been since I've started wearing it. I have hair everywhere, I feel. Get off. The one thing I do want to say about this foundation is it sets pretty quickly. You can do your foundation and then by the time you go to your next step, it's probably going to be set. It doesn't set too quickly where you can't work with it, but it sets just in enough time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. When it does set on the face, I notice that it does not move. It does not budge, it does not move, and that is very hard to find in a luminous foundation for me personally, because I feel like if it says luminous, it is luminous, but it's slipping and sliding throughout the day, kind of like the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, where you have to completely set it with a powder. This, I find that I do not have to set it with a powder all over if I don't want to. I always set my under eyes, my forehead, my nose, my chin, and my upper lip. I always set that with a powder just because I tend to sweat a little bit more and for creasing purposes. But I find that this is very long lasting and it does last throughout the day, and you have a nice glow throughout the day. A nice dewy finish without looking like you just ran a marathon or something. You're not drenched in sweat, you don't look greasy, but you have that glow. You have that luminosity where it's beautiful instead of grease ball. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup and I will check back with you at the end and give you kind of my whole overall way that I feel about this foundation. Like I said, I have already formed an opinion about it and the primer, and it gives a really nice glow to the skin. It blends out nicely. When it sets, it really does set, so it's not like it's gonna slip and slide all over your face throughout the day. They have a really good color range of options. I think there was about 10 color ranges from like light to dark. I think there was about 10. This is the almost the fairest shade, but not quite. They have an 820 and then they have an 825. So I'm thinking that they go even up half shades, not only full shades, because sometimes that can be very annoying when you're trying to find your perfect foundation shade and you need a mix between the two. So they do have half shades, at least they do have a 825. The primer is really good. I think that it's just an everyday primer. I don't see anything spectacular or amazing about this. Nothing that's going to make it stand out from anything else that you probably have in your collection. Not in my opinion anyway. I don't have a problem with my makeup not lasting, so I can't really tell you if it makes my makeup last any longer, because my makeup lasts about the same amount of time no matter what primer or what setting spray I use. Like I said, it does come out in a white consistency and is very liquidy, and when you rub it all into the skin, it just kind of fills in everything, and you do feel a nice base overall your skin, and the foundation does go over top of it very nicely. The baby skin, the professional, the everything else that I've tried is just kind of I've never found a foundation. I've never found a primer that really just does it for me. You know what I mean? This is just another primer, I guess. I do like to use primer just because I feel like it's just a step that you need to take in your makeup routine, but it's not like, oh my gosh, you need this in your life. My earring fell out. What the fuck? Back in there. This foundation, however, is something that if you're looking for a good luminous foundation that's going to stay on your face for a good amount of time, definitely go get this guy. I found this at CVS, I do believe, and I love it. The fact that it comes with a pump is just spectacular to me. I hate having to dump foundation on the back of my hand. I hate having to dip my fingers in the foundation. This is clean, this is sanitary, this is great, this is golden. Love that it has a pump. It is in the same type of bottle as the other one, the Outlast Stay Fab. It's the same type of bottle. It just has a red and white It just has a red and white mechanism pump right there. But yes, I love that it has a pump. I love that it has a cap. I think overall CoverGirl did a really good job with this. Like I said, it can tend to kind of get into those little lines around my mouth and like my forehead, but I've never found a foundation that hasn't. I'm sure if you set it with a good powder, you won't have that problem. But like I said, I only set my under eyes, did my contour, my chin, my lip, and my forehead, and I did not set anywhere else on the face with a setting powder. So that says a lot about a foundation in my true opinion. I absolutely love this thing. I think I will be using this a lot. I did also get the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I don't personally have a problem with oily skin. Excuse me. Wrong pipe. I do not personally have a problem with oily skin. My skin is quite dry actually. That's why I'm really loving this foundation. But I do want to try the Matte and Poreless. It is summertime. We are all going to sweat on our face. And I really want to see how it holds up to the heat of California. So we shall see of all that. That will definitely be up next for you guys. So overall, my opinions are foundation. If you're looking for a nice luminous foundation, I highly suggest this. This is awesome. I've wanted to try the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, but let's get real, that is so expensive. It's like $60, $70 for a foundation. I can't afford that. I don't know if you can, but I can't. So this is a great coverage. It sets all day. I cannot get over how it does not budge. It does not move, it does not budge, and it is luminous. Like, really? It's awesome to me. I'm in love with this foundation so far, you guys. I'm in love with it. Also get 1 fluid ounce in this foundation, which is a standard foundation amount. The primer I don't think is amazing or wowed me in any way, but again, no foundation has wowed me. No primer, not foundation, no primer has wowed me in any way. So I'm not bashing the primer. I'm just saying that it's just another primer. You do get 1 fluid ounce in this though, and I think that is a great amount of product for a primer. This was $12.92, $12.95. We're just gonna go with that. This was $12.95 and this was $12.95. I did get a buy one get one 50% off, so that is the price point for these guys. The sponge is like $5.99, so it's about $6. Overall, I love the majority of the things that I tried. I don't have any bad things to say about them. The only thing that I had negative to say was the primer is just a primer. It's not amazeballs. It didn't wow me. It's just a primer. This makeup look will be up soon if it's not up already. I will have it linked down below if it is up already, but I don't think it is. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything you want me to do a review on, let me know down in the comments and I'll be sure to do that. I love you and I'll see you next time.